Hello and welcome to the history of movie theaters for the Omaha region for 1881 to 1919. 1881. The Boyd's Opera House opens on October 12. 1895. The Orpheum Theatre opens in August. 1903. The Krug Theatre opened on August 31st. 1905. The Burwood Theatre opens on September 16. 1908. The Palm Theatre is first mentioned in the newspapers on March 31st. The Princess Theatre is first mentioned in the newspapers. The Burwood Theatre becomes the Gaiety Theatre. (1910). The Brandeis Theatre opens. 1911. The American Theatre opens on January 1st. 1912. The Favorite Theatre placed its first ad on February 5. 1913. The Old Palm Theatre reopens as the Magic Theatre on July 23. The Hippodrome Theatre opens. 1913. The Empress Theatre placed its first ad on January 4 in German. The Benson Theatre opens in February. The Apollo Theatre placed its first ad on April 12. The Ivy Theatre placed its first ad in October. The Diamond Theatre was destroyed by a tornado. 1914. The Clune Theatre placed its first ad on January 27 and closes, or placed its last ad in April. The Lothrop Theatre opened on May 2nd. The Comfort Theatre placed its first ad on May 17. The Park Theatre placed its first ad on May 17. The Venezia Theatre placed its first ad on July 6. The Grand Theatre opens. The Maryland Theatre opens in October. The Ivy Theatre closed or placed its last ad. 1915. The Hamilton Theater opens on July 11th. The Old American Theater becomes the Strand on September 14th. The Rex Theater started to hire on September 14th and opened later. (1916) The Boulevard Theater opens on January 22nd. The Benson Theater closed in February. The Muse Theater opens on April 15th. The Rex Theater opens in the fall. The Sun Theater is opened by World Realty on November 30th. (1917) The Queen Theater is first mentioned in the newspapers in April. The Liberty Theater opened on December 31st. These theaters closed in 1917. 1918. The Rialto Theater is opened by Blank Theaters on May 29th. 1919. The Moon Theater opened on August 31st. Thanks for watching and remember to like and subscribe.